Good morning, boys and girls. We're going to get started with our reading lesson. Remember that we have a new best friend book called The Other Side. Okay, let me get this bigger for you. All right. So I've been thinking about The Other Side, and I noticed that most narrative texts follow a similar pattern of events. Okay, so today we're looking at the pattern of events that occur in this story. Okay, so first there's some way the story gets started. Then a few things happen and get us curious. Then we figure out the problem. The characters do some work to solve it. And then the story ends many times with the problem being solved. These predictable events are kind of like a path through a story. The events fit into a fiction text structure called a story map. I'm sure you've heard about story maps before. Just like a map helps you find your way in an unfamiliar place, a story map can help you recognize and find your way in a story that you don't know. By recognizing the predictable pattern of a story, you can figure out and summarize the main events for yourself and keep track of what's going on. All right, so this is going back to that looking deeper at our text, and we want to make sure that we understand the main big important events in our stories. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. So there's a lot going on in this book, even though it is not long or particularly complicated. As we read, I want you to think about the major events that occur in the story. Remember, the major events. This time, when we visit the other side, when you guys read it today, you're going to see if you can use this narrative map to help you identify the important parts. Okay, let's see if that helps us find our way through this book to its deeper meaning. All right, so I'm going to go through this chart. So how we do a story map is we use our fingers, actually. So you can put your one hand up, right? And you're going to first put up your thumb. Okay, the thumb is the initiating event. How did the story get started? Okay, then you put up your next finger, your index finger, and that is the rising action. Okay, so that's where something's happening that's making you curious. It's getting interesting. Then you put up your next finger, which is your middle finger, and that is the problem. So now you should have 3 fingers up. Okay, so that would be the problem of the story. Okay, now we know the problem. Then you go into your next finger, which is the ring finger, and that's how your falling action, we call that. And that is, how do the characters try to solve it? And then you have your pinky, which is the conclusion. What finally happened at the end? Okay, boys and girls, so this is kind of called like a 5-finger story retell, we can call it. And today, when you go and I want you to reread The Other Side. I'm going to post a video of it online. You guys are going to read it. And when you're finished reading it, I want you to look back at this chart and I want you to retell the story by using your fingers, just like this chart says. Okay? So that is what I want you to do today. Now, I want you can do this, with an adult. You can do this with a sibling where you retell the story, okay, using your 5 fingers in this way, okay? And this will really help you to understand your text deeper, and it will really help you to keep track of your thinking and to make sure that you understand. If you're going, after you read the story and you're doing your 5 fingers and you get to, maybe your ring finger, which is how the characters try to solve it, and you notice that you're not sure, what do you have to do? You have to go back and reread, right? Okay, so this is holding us accountable and making sure that we are truly understanding the important events of the story, okay? So that is what we're working on today for reading. So again, there is nothing to write down anywhere. This is just where you're going to listen to the story again. You're going to think about it, make sure you understand it, and you're going to retell the story using your fingers in this way. Okay, you're going to tell your mom, your dad, grandparents, siblings, and talk about it, okay? All right, that is what we're working on today. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a good day.